Chapter 8. How to minimize client conversion processes. Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed. Proverbs 15:22. Opening remarks. Once a potential client learns that you exist using the steps in the previous chapter, they start a journey from becoming a stranger to a client. In the business world, we call this a sales funnel. The simplest way to describe this funnel is in 3 stages: awareness, evaluation, and action. Chapter 3 was all about how to get word out about your business so that people are aware you exist. This chapter is going to cover the remaining aspects of the sales funnel: evaluation and action. Evaluation. The evaluation period is where most of your prospects are lost. Our goal is to minimize the steps a stranger would need to take to become a client so that we move as many strangers down the funnel as we can. A good way to see where your problems lie in this area is to go back and see what your prospects' most frequently asked questions are in the evaluation phase. Some people may be asking because they didn't actually go to your website or sales page, but some may be legitimate questions that you need to publish the answers to. Including answers to frequently asked questions on your website will save you time during this phase as well. Product and service descriptions. Designate 2 areas on your website where you have product descriptions, one for a minimal description overview and one that expands and tells about your product in greater detail. The minimal description overview should be short, pretty, and to the point. This is good for the top of your sales page or website. The expanded description should only be for people who want to dig deeper. It can be further down the page and be as wordy as needed to completely describe the product or service. If you just have a minimal one, it won't be enough information for some people. They'll move on to an option that answers more of their questions. If you just have the expanded one, then it will be too overwhelming for some people, and they'll just move on to an option that doesn't make them read so much. Pricing information. Be as transparent with your pricing as possible. If your pricing is dependent on what the prospect needs, then at least give them some kind of range or introductory price so they know what to expect. I don't know about you, but I can't stand having to wait until I get on the phone with someone to figure out how much something costs. I'd rather go with something else and risk it costing more than to have to jump through hoops to get a price point. For this reason, I start all my bookkeeping clients at $425 a month for the first 3 months. Does that mean I get robbed blind in the first 3 months of service by huge businesses? Yes, it does, but I don't care. In those 3 months, I get time to truly prove my worth and competency. I've only had 3 businesses ever who've had to have a price increase. They were multi-million-dollar businesses and knew they were getting a huge bargain on the front end. They expected the raise in price and didn't bat an eye on it. However, $425 a month is a pretty good price for basic bookkeeping services. Most of my clients stay at this price point unless they want to add other services like payroll or bill pay. If an introductory price doesn't sound fun to you, then you could offer a price range. Give specific criteria for how someone can rate themselves so they can judge which range they fall into. This at least helps qualify your prospects by letting them know if they can afford your work or not. You won't waste time trying to sell to the wrong people, and it will help you move the right people through the funnel faster. Capturing prospect information. At this phase of the sales funnel, you'll want to capture the information of your prospects so you can follow up with them later. You can do this by requiring information before they check out or by asking them to enter information in return for getting something valuable for free, such as a PDF, instructional video, webinar, phone call appointment, etc. Make the fields your prospect needs to fill in as simple as possible. Only ask for the information that you absolutely need. They don't want to waste time filling things out. On my phone appointment page, I only have 3 required fields: name, email address, and phone number. There is also a referred by field so that the person who referred them can receive their $100 Amazon gift card as a thank you, but it isn't required as not all prospects are referrals. I use Calendly to schedule appointments and capture information. It's simple, easy to use, and has a free option. Following up with prospects. Once you get someone's information, you'll want to touch base with them on a regular basis so they don't forget about you. The most minimal way to do this would be to have it automated. For instance, you could put all the emails you receive into a software like MailChimp to automate and send them on a schedule. There's no need to reinvent the wheel here. You could simply reuse your blog post in these emails, copy and paste it into the body of the email. As long as your emails are helpful, so the prospect actually opens and reads them, and not too frequent, so they don't unsubscribe because you're getting on their nerves. Be memorable. When someone is in the evaluation phase with you, it most likely means they are evaluating your competition as well and deciding which one they want to go with. Find a way to stand out from your competition and be memorable. The best way to do this is to do something personal. It takes time, but it pays off so much. I assure you, it is worth your time. Number 1, send a personalized note or gift. Have any extra business books sitting around? Want to regift this book? Write a personal note to your prospect and mail it to them with the book if you have their address. Does it have to be a book? Of course not. It could be anything or just the note by itself. But if you're looking to minimize some books anyway, what a perfect way to do it. Number 2, send a personalized video. I use Bonjoro for personalized videos for prospects. It has a free option and allows you to send an email to your prospect with a preview of the video right in the body of the email. Want to make sure the prospect clicks on the video to view it? Hold something up with their name written on it, like a piece of paper or a small marker board, so they know the video is unique to them and not just a mass-produced generic video you send to everyone. The script can be the same for everyone so long as you put their name in it. I also use Loom to send videos to prospects if they sign up for a free review of their books. We have our bookkeepers go through their books for them and point out any red flags they see for absolutely no charge before they ever become a client. This allows us to prove our competency and do something personal for the prospect. When it comes to being memorable, you don't have to reinvent the wheel or act crazy to stand out. People just want to be seen and feel important. If you take steps to ensure this, no matter how small, it can result in their business and their loyalty. They will feel like they have a connection with you because you went the extra mile. This doesn't have to be something that you do either. Everything can be outsourced. You can have a team member whose job it is to send personalized notes and videos to prospects. You can ask a family member who frequents Goodwill to pick up any business books they find so you can mail them to prospective clients. Let's make these prospects want to work with you so we can get them to the action stage. Action, sealing the deal. This is the final step in being able to call someone a client, when they actually give you money. You want to make this process as simple as possible for your prospect. If they've made it this far in your sales funnel, it means the only thing standing between you and them is their credit card information. I used to send an engagement letter to my clients, then send them a recurring payment authorization form after I got the engagement letter signed. It took a week or two to actually get started with a client after they said they wanted to work with me. In order to minimize this process, I created a PDF that included both documents and sent them in the same file to be signed by the prospect. I used PandaDoc to send my documents. They have a free option too. Whatever you need from a prospect in order to consider them a client, consider your steps so they only feel like they have to do one thing. Then make that one thing as simple as you can. Only ask for the information that you absolutely need to have so you can call them a client. When I get started with a client, I often need bank statements, loan information, and all other kinds of data so I can clean up their books. However, I don't need all of that information up front. All I need is their credit card information and their signature on an engagement letter to say I can charge them monthly. Everything else can wait until later. In summation, minimizing in business is not just about minimizing things for you as the business owner. We want to keep everything as minimal and simple as possible for our prospects to remove any roadblocks in the way of them becoming clients. Don't make anyone jump through hoops to work with you. Pave them a yellow brick road and wait for them at the end with a cold glass of sweet tea.